Hello again, everybody. It's Harry Boxer, the Technical Trader at thetechtrader.com, and it is Tuesday, the 24th of April. These are the charts of the day. I'm going to go over some longs and shorts, and more than usual, so sit back and relax. We're going to go over about 15 longs and shorts, 15 longs, 15 shorts. AFFY had a nice day today, significant, in that, as you can see here, it popped $1.36 or 11.75%. Now, the key to that is that the trading range of the last nearly 3 weeks was exploded through. As the volume picked up to 3.4 million, the best volume since this spike here, the stock broke out of the trading range and is now running up. Now, my first target is around 14 and a quarter, and then the second target would be at the top of this level around 16 and a quarter. Let's see if we get some kind of follow through, whether or not the volume's there as well. ALIM, Alamera Sciences, you can see how this declining pattern here was broken with a thrust today, breakaway gap. It not only moved through the declining top line, it moved through the 21, 10, and 50-day moving averages all in one fell swoop and closed up 27.8% or 75 cents on nearly 1 million shares. So that was the best volume since March, early March, when it exploded here. So can we see this stock get up? Well, I think it can. And we'll take this, draw a little line up here near the high, and that'll be our target for a retest, potentially retest of the high. Depends on volume, of course. And that's up around 490. ARAY, after breaking out a couple days ago and then pulling back to the moving averages in the breakout point, today rebounded or snapped back 37%, nearly 5%, 37 cents, nearly 5%. And closed just 9 cents off the high. Nice close on the day. And not too far from this little spike high we had here around the 805 area, which is the level I want to get to. If we do, I could see the stock moving up towards 9. CSL with a big day today. Exploded from 50 to about 55.68, closed at 55.17, up 540 or 11% nearly, and 1.5 million traded. On the negative side, it's at the top of the channel, but we're going to see if there's going to follow through. We could see this spike up near the 60 range short term. Junior Oil Cimarron Exploration, after popping here about 3 weeks ago, you can see how the stock has begun a new little channel up from this level. And at this point, with today's action popping through the top of the channel, lateral price resistance, I'm looking for more of an acceleration here that could get this up to near 5.5, 3/4 short term. Nice move by Dendrian in the last few sessions. You can see how the declining top line was taken out, and lateral resistance was also taken out right here in this zone. And with today's action, we had a significant move across the 50-period moving average, up another 35 cents or 3%, but over 10 million shares traded, and this stock looks like it wants to move higher. Let's see if we can get a run up towards 13, my short-term target. Secondary target, 15. GRFS had a big day today, exploding for $1.05 or 12.5%. 5.8 million traded, and that was the biggest volume in about 4 weeks, but the second biggest volume in the last 6 months. This, however, did get up to the top of the channel, but it did close very well, only a penny off the high, up 12.5%, as I said. So let's see if we can either make a concerted effort to get through here, at which point we will probably reach new, this is going to be new all-time high territory since GRFS has broken through its IPO days high from back in June of last year. GTIM. Big move in the last few days. It popped here, pulled back, and got very narrow and quiet. Look at the volume. And then has surged from $1.55 up to today's high of $5.98. So with it nearly quadruple in 4 sessions, I'd be very, very careful. As a matter of fact, the stock backed off from $5.98 to $4.55, despite being up $1.74, 62% today, and the leading percent gainer on these changes. But momentum is a funny thing, and if this thing decides it wants to move higher, it certainly will. LF in a beautiful rising channel, that's Leapfrog, as you can see, has been moving up steadily and holding this trend line, and today broke across this key resistance level here and closed above it just barely, but nevertheless throw that line again right there. We can see how it's closing just above it. And if we see any extension here, my target is going to be up around the 10.25 level. LNET had a significant day today as it popped out of this large coiling pattern, which was forming over the last 2.5 months. But they go to a surge in volume. This was significant. The stock popped and closed near the upper end of the range. There's some resistance and target around 465 or so, which I think will be tested tomorrow. But my ultimate target is around 6.25. PDFS, significant day in that it broke across that line with a thrust, moving 8% higher. There is some resistance a little bit above here around 9.25, but I think the stock can move into the high 9s, maybe even tag near the $10 range up here. PSS, that's Collective Brands, broke out across a key short-term resistance level with a gap and a spurt of 77 cents or 4%. As volume increased to 2.8 million, that's the best of about a month. Some resistance lies here at the 2035 area, and if we can get through that, I'll set your target up around 21.75, 22. Sequinam, let's step back and look at the bad base that's formed. Very nice one. Recently came through the declining tops line, and today is up against resistance here. With the current spurt having taken the stock from 3.5 up to 5.25, there may be some additional backing and filling needed. But if it does get through the spike high reach at 536, we wouldn't be surprised, or I wouldn't be surprised to see this run up towards the next resistance level, which comes in around 6.25. Oculogics, a very nice uptrend in progress, undaunted by the market pullback. It has been stair-stepping higher, and the last couple of days has been edging higher. If we can get up through the resistance around 516, we may very well see 6 short-term. And lastly is VRML, which appeared to have popped today and taken out this large wedge pattern and closing above it with a gain of 7.6% on nearly 1 million shares. Secondary resistance lies up around 245, and if we can get through that, my next target zone would be somewhere between, let's call it 3 and 3.25. That's it for the long side today. On the short side, big lots got slam dunked big time today. If you look at this topping pattern, the key resistance support, I should say, was here, and so was the trend line. That was all broken in one fell swoop today. The stock got hammered, $11.24. I don't expect this to continue that much of a descent, but after some backing and filling, it wouldn't surprise me if this stock got into the 29.30 zone eventually. Decker is one of our shorts all year. You can see after this head and shoulders top and breakdown in December, it's heading from the mid to high 90s down to the 60 range. And despite the bounce of the last prior few days, you can see how it rolled over today, 249 or 3.6%. And this is the area here that held it back. If we can roll over here, we may very well quickly test the 61.5 area, and a move below that could get it into the high 50s. Big breakdown at Chipotle today. It's about time for this stock. What do you know? I'll show you the breakdown. First, it broke this support, then it broke the trend line, then it broke the 21-day moving average, and today it broke the 50-day moving average and closed below it. That's very critical for the stock, down 14.38, 3.5%. Now, the major trend line, as I see it, is right here, one of the major trend lines. I suspect we could see the stock get down as low as 350-55 range. That's my short-term target. But first, because of the short-term quick sharp bounce and because the futures are higher due to Apple's earnings, we may see this move back up to try to test the 415-18 area. That could be a very intriguing area to short it. First Solar continues to get thrashed and is in a steep downtrend. May not be done yet. I'd be looking for the stock to make it down towards about the 16 range. WPRT may be oversold here. It's sure coming down hard and steady, and take a look at the technicals, how lousy they look. I'm not sure where the bottom is, but it is oversold short term. We could see a bounce back towards 32.5 or so. Ralph Lauren broke hard today, took out a key support level, and we may see a gap fill, which will take it down about 158 short term. OpNet is just continuing to drift lower. It spiked down to the bottom of the channel, and that's the best it can do. I don't know where this is going, but it sure looks like it feels like it could be in the mid to high teens very shortly. SIVA broke this key support level and continues to move lower. It was only down 36 cents today, but nevertheless the lowest level in several months. Ultra Petroleum similarly has been in a down channel for quite a while. If you take a look at the way this has been acting in here, you'll see the bottom of the channel may be approaching, but certainly the stock has room to come down a little bit, perhaps even towards the 15-16 range. ROVI has rolled over after reaching the channel top in here. It then bounced a few times, formed a wedge, broke down, bounced off of this support level, and has moved below it now. HP is looking for a test of the 23.5, 24 zone before it's all over. Maybe even a move down into the high teens if the market gets ugly. Keep an eye on high tech, HITK. Key support here may be broken, and you'll see how it did break it and snap back, but rolled over from resistance. And this thing could fall away into the mid-20s if the market gets ugly. We shall see what we get here. Apparently, it's about to break its top, or it looks like it. PNRA has been breaking lately, and you can see how it's come down hard after breaking this channel. If it takes out the 145 area, I believe this one could have a fairly sharp additional 10 or 15 points down. HMIN, the Chinese hotelier, broke a key multi-month support this week, particularly yesterday. A little bit of follow-through today, but looking very negative, and I wouldn't be surprised to see a test of the October spike lows down around 22. Joy, as you know, I've been talking about this bearish wedge. It broke it yesterday. Actually broke it 2 days ago. Followed through yesterday. Had an inside day today, which is still pretty bearish. It may set up here for a couple of days, but it looks like to me this is going lower, targeting 62 eventually. Fastenal is pretty fascinating, as it broke sharply here, formed a wedge, and it's broken sharply from that wedge. At this point, despite the fact that it was only down 8 cents today, I wouldn't be shocked to see 43 3/4, 44. And lastly, for today, although there's quite a few more bearish looking charts, you can see how this is broken through with a breakaway gap on heavy volume, and then has been unable to do anything for 3 weeks except form another bear flag. Careful on WPZ, as this one could fall away and reach the 49.50 range short term. That's going to be it for tonight. Everyone take care, and I'll talk to you tomorrow.